All right, we're here at Fat Cat Boats, Corpus Christi, Texas. Actually, what's the Flower Bluff or?
Flower Bluff is actually where they call this area.
All right, we're gonna get ready here. This episode's gonna be on our podcast. You can check it out on iTunes, Spotify, wherever your listening pleasure is. So when you're traveling or just at work, it's one of the things that we're gonna encourage you guys to do. Start sharing our podcast and get a lot of great information. So like today we're here at Fat Cat Boats, and we want to talk about fat cats, what they are, who they are. The man, the myth, the legend. Ladies love him. Men want to be him. El Pescador, Chip Harmon.
Not sure about that. It's a pleasure to be here with Pete and RPP Magazine, and we're coming, I guess, live from my boss's office, which is how Fat Cat Boats was actually born.
Sounds good.
And if you look behind us, you see these trout, the buck.
We'll talk about that right now.
Pictures everywhere.
I'm sure you know the stories on those, right?
I do.
All right, let's get started. RPP Outdoors Podcast with El Pescador, Mr. Chip Harmon himself. What's going on, Chip?
Oh man, it's just another day in paradise.
I bet, man. I came in here and it's everybody's working. Everybody's in some nice boats. Like saw this camouflage boat out there, and it's like, man, that would look nice on me. Actually,
yeah, it would, dude. It matched good with some of your apparel and stuff.
Got to work a little bit harder, and then I can talk to you about that. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Chip.
So, obviously, pretty much everybody knows me up and down the coast. Everybody just calls me Captain Chip.
I hear they call you the legend.
Yeah, sometimes, but I try not to do that. They also talk about that Godfather thing.
Really?
But I'm not too into that either. So, I've been pretty blessed. I left home at 14, started my hunting and fishing businesses in northern Mexico in the valley and South Texas. Corpus area, all the way up to the hill country, really. And from there it's progressed where now I obviously spend most of my time working at Fat Cat Boats, which is my passion, is to build high performance fishing boats. And then of course Mega Trucks Texas. We've got a couple of other interests, but we're sitting here in John Hearn's office at Fat Cat Boats in Flower Bluff.
Mr. John Hearn, shout out to John Hearn.
He is on a jet back from somewhere right now. Right. And then him and I are taking that camouflage boat you like so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're taking it to the cabin tomorrow, I think.
That's what you call a noinvite.com.
Well, that's one of the fringe benefits of working at Fat Cat, bro. So we're going to have to get you down there. So we're glad to have you here. We appreciate everything you do for Fat Cat, Mega Trucks. Just in general for the hunting and fishing community. Right. That's how we got in this business. Mr. Hearn's passion is fishing and hunting, more so fishing probably now. And I think
Mr. Hearn is who, so we can tell.
John Hearn, the owner of Fat Cat Boats.
Owner of Fat Cat Boats, great.
And so he started this company in like 2014 thereabouts, and it's grown to be pretty good. We think we build the best high performance fishing boat in the world.
Sounds good. Now, I was aboard one of the boats that y'all built out in the valley on Port Mansfield, Texas. There was a tournament out there for the BDS tournament. I was invited to take a cruise on that, and it was a ride. Let me tell you that.
That's our new Osprey. It's one of our new designs.
What happens on the boat stays on the boat.
Exactly.
Right?
What happens the night before a tournament stays the night before the tournament.
It's one of the things about the tournaments. It's like, yeah, I love tournaments and all. It's just like the captain's meetings, man. That's what gets me because why do they have to be the day before? Can't you just...
It seems like they give us a day in between, right?
Kind of like a little hook, like, you know what, this guy's going to get messed up, he ain't going to show up. We got 100 boat entries, only 50 of them are going to fish.
Well, we showed up, but we wouldn't have known it. I mean, it wasn't our best performance.
But we were on a special boat, and I say special because there's something about that boat that was actually done for the Rio Grande Valley area. Is that correct?
That's correct. We actually build, I guess, 7 different models of boats. Okay. We build a poker run boat, and but all the rest of our boats are actually built for bait fishing. We're working on some offshore boats and some crossover boats. Okay. None of our boats are ever made public until we've invested a good amount of R&D into it.
Okay.
And so the latest design that was born out of Mr. Hearn and I going down to Port Isabel to fish before the BDS, because everybody knows I love the valley. I love everything about the valley. If I could live there, that's where I'd live.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Fat Cat Boats is here in Flower Bluff. So there you go. But we went down there and fished. We fished my HV 26, which is a 26-foot V bottom.
Okay.
And that boat's extremely shallow, extremely fast, rides really good. However, while we were down there, we looked around, and Mr. Hearn had been working on this boat design for a while. And we were just trying to find a reason or a challenge to build a boat for deep South Texas. Okay. So we came back from down there. We didn't run aground. Everything was cool. And then him and I started working on the Osprey. And the Osprey is a boat. You went in kind of the prototype of the Osprey. In fact, Cappy was with us. And
Relation Charters.
Yeah, dude, you need to get up here, and we need to go fishing pretty soon, bro. So, but that was a blast. Obviously, we had a blast. But that boat's 23 feet long. It has what we refer to as our racing console in it. The boat hull design and console, the bucket seats, most everything in that boat is actually copyrighted. Okay. That's how you register boats to keep from designs being stolen.
Got it.
Okay. So that's what we would refer to as a multi-hull performance boat. Okay. And then it's not a cat. It's not a V. Okay. The boat dead drafts, as you saw, dead drafts about 6 inches of water, right, no matter what the load is. And with that 300 Suzuki, we were getting, I guess, close to 60 miles an hour out of that boat that day in a pretty good chop.
Oh yeah, I was part of that, and not only that, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", and John's a big guy as well. And you're a big guy. Cappy, not so much. No offense, Cappy, but hey, you know what? It's almost he wasn't there. But
he's got a big heart.
That's true. That'll account for that. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it was amazing. It's a really nice boat. All the boats that I've seen here are amazing. It's just what makes Fat Cat boats different than other boats, Chip. I mean, the quality that they're made of, the style. It's obviously something that you don't normally see. But what normally brings out what makes Fat Cat different than other companies?
Well, our design, obviously all of our designs are proprietary to us. The seats, the consoles, you've ridden in that boat with the bench seat. Right. All that stuff is proprietary stuff that we design here. We control the entire environment of the boat. The upholstery people, the aluminum, the trailer company is ours. Obviously, we're 100% hand-laid, no wood. And but that's not really what makes our company. What makes our company is our logo. Mr. Hearn designed that logo, and of course you've spent time with him. Right. Most of our listeners have not got to sit down and sip tequila with him. Right. But he's just a class act. I mean, he's a great guy. Yeah. He loves everybody. He's mellow.
Very mellow.
Super intelligent and super passionate about what we do. And everybody knows I'm passionate about what we do as well. But, our logo, that cat that's in the logo, that's actually American Sign Language. Right. For we love y'all.
We love y'all.
And
that stands out, and it's a really nice logo.
That's everything we do in our business, from our vendors to our associates and teammates to the people that buy our boats. We know every single person that's ever bought a Fat Cat. We only build 30 to 40 a year. We do that on purpose. Okay. Because we want to control the environment. When you buy a Fat Cat boat, you're a member of the Fat Cat family, wherever you are up and down the coast. Right. And we believe that company culture of loving everybody and loving the industry, giving back when we can, we believe that culture is the way of the future. You and I've discussed a lot about, there's a lot of boat manufacturers, a lot of good boats. Right. A lot of good companies, tackle companies, fishing companies, guide services. I mean, dude, we've seen them all. Right. And we've seen I've seen over 43 years. I've done this professionally for 43 years now. Wow. And I've watched some of the love kind of fade in the industry a little bit. Right. Everybody's fighting for a bigger piece of the pie. Right. And our strategy is make the pie bigger. And your pie will be incrementally obviously bigger. As the pie grows, your piece of the pie grows as well. And that's what we do. We're not looking at being a, I guess what I refer to as a cookie cutter boat company. No offense to those guys. There's a lot of good cookie cutter boats. But we're a custom boat builder. We have a few boats in stock, demos and stuff.
You take your time.
And but we take our time. And the same crew builds every boat.
Okay.
I oversee everything, and of course Mr. Hearn oversees everything as well.
So if someone wants any specific, because you can customize them to their liking, correct?
There's a lot of things that we can do customized for you. There's some things that are just in the mold.
Okay.
All of our boats are molded. Okay. All of our decks are molded, and of course we use biaxial weave. We use the latest composites to try and keep the weight out of the boat, keep the stiffness in the boat, and our boats are known to be extremely fast.
Correct. And I can definitely tell you that they're fast.
Well, when we get the Osprey tuned in, it's sitting out here in front. We've been doing some more testing to it. When we get that Osprey tuned in, we're hoping to have a sustained speed, 80 mile an hour type boat that floats in 6 inches of water and will handle the 3-foot cross chop like what we were in.
Yeah. And so I was thinking about the performance that went on during that weekend, which comes to think a lot of tournaments in the summer. There's tournaments every weekend. There's 3 to 4 of them at the same time. Talking about South Padre Island and that area, and I talked to the guys over at Lou's Backyard, and they're booked like every single weekend. So these boats, like for example your boats, they have the ability to get there faster to your spot. So that's a plus on a tournament. And I think it's like if there's ever been a tournament boat that I've seen out there, that's probably one of the best ones I've seen. So what's coming out to the market is going to be pretty amazing and pretty exciting.
23 feet seems to be the perfect length for most people. We build boats to 26 feet, and but that's not always the perfect length for everybody. That's the boat I prefer, and it seems like this multi-hull design. So one of the things we did on the Osprey that we're pretty stoked about is we came up with a totally different running surface on that boat.
Okay.
And right now it's all been filed for and everything, as far as the copyrights and the patents and all that. And we're a friend of mine called probably wanted to know if I want to go fishing yet. And
we're getting phone calls here. This is Thursday afternoon. No, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday afternoon. And what we've done is we have kind of reproduced in fiberglass the fastest, I guess you'd say, skin design of any shark or any fish in the world. So we spend a lot of money to build those boats. That Osprey wasn't just something we threw together overnight.
Now, just for the audience, there's other boats out there, kind of like ballpark figure on what they cost. You come to Fat Cat Boats and you want a bay boat, to say living around the area. Does it matter what kind of boat it is, or the ballpark figure what they cost?
Well, our boats start at $49,900. Actually, my poling skiff, we build a 16-foot poling skiff, and it starts at about $37,000.
Okay.
Boat motor and trailer, jack plate, all that. One of the things about our boats is they start out more rigged than most boats you would buy on the market.
Okay.
And the reason being, we know what you're going to need. We know you need a jack plate. We know hydraulic steering is a big deal. We use tournament steering in all our boats and stuff like that. But so about 37 is a 16-foot poling skiff, and then 49.9 is the 21-foot manta ray, which is a cat. Extremely shallow, extremely fast. And that's powered with a 175 Suzuki, of course, jack plate and all that. That boat runs about 53 miles an hour with the Suzuki,
so pretty much,
depending on the load. And then we can go all the way up. I mean, man, we built boats that were over 100,000. And when you see our boats and you see the fit and finish of our boats and the craftsmanship our guys put into our boats, you sit there and you go, wow, if I ever win the lottery. And that's crazy, dude. I've been in the boat business forever.
Yeah.
And our boats are priced beneath a lot of the, quote, name brand, mass-produced boats that you see people buying today. And, our 25-foot Sniper with a 300 Suzuki That boat's going to be around 65,000.
Okay.
And that's a lot of boat, man. It's a really cool boat.
So for those of y'all that are in the Rio Grande Valley area, anywhere around Texas, I mean, Fat Cat Boats has a Facebook page. A lot of the pictures of the boats are on there.
We do.
So it's under Fat Cat Boats. I think that's how you find them, right? And we're sitting here talking about Fat Cat Boats and how they're done, where they're at, how much they cost, and all that. But one of the main things is like, I always stand behind a product is like, who's behind the product is like when Mr. John Hearn is one. But let me tell you, the guy sitting here next to me, we went to a Houston boat show and there's a couple of people who are like, what, Chip's here? I said, yeah, they wanted to flock to meet this guy and meet the legend. And, but it goes a long way, Chip, because, sitting out a hand, taking time to speak with the people, questions. I mean, everybody's got questions. And to take the time to do that and send a hand, drink a beer, chit chat, smile, and all that goes a long way. And you got that, which is a big plus to a company. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, that's a big plus to something. And Fat Cat Boats is definitely lucky to have you here. And you guys are a great team. John, if you guys ever get to meet him, it's just a great soul. And just a company coming in here, getting greeted. Everybody's at work, smiling face. That goes a long way.
Well, that's because we're all family. Yeah. And, everybody that walks through that door is family. And, of course, for me, you know my story. I'm extremely blessed. God has been really, really good to me.
God is good.
And so, for a kid that grew up, basically out of my own skin would be the way to say it. Learning to speak English in school and kind of just getting by doing me, not getting a haircut, wearing an earring, doing everything I do everything the wrong way. I make all the bad decisions. So if you ever want to know how not to do it, I could write a book on that. But the one thing that's been true to me no matter what is my relationship with God. And that's opened a lot of doors. And the last maybe 20, 25 years, I've been in a position to where I can give back to the fishing community. And that's what I want to do. Of course, everybody knows me, knows I love to talk fishing and drink beer.
Yeah.
I keep my master captain's license. I don't guide anymore. I just don't have time for it. But I still fish probably 20 to 30 tournaments a year, up and down the coast, specifically from here to the valley. I love seeing people. Of course, I write. I'm very, very humbled to write for RPP. And of course, I have another valley sponsor, 7 Day Addiction Outfitters. Right. That's of all the pro staff stuff I guess I'm involved in with Abu Garcia, Spiderwire, and all that. I think those two affiliations are the two that humble me the most because y'all are great people and do a lot for the community, and that's what it's all about, dude. It's not about who's better than who. Yeah. It's not about who's got more money than who or who drives the coolest truck, although I would win that.
True.
And or who has the coolest boat, I'd win that too. Really? But the reality is, my goal is to make sure that everybody has a cool truck and a cool boat. Yeah. We all work hard and we all deserve the best. And God wants the best for all of us. And I am living, walking, breathing truth to that.
That's good to say that because, whatever your faith is, and, we respect that. But, hey, it's always good to thank whoever you need to thank. And that's what Chip's done right now. Is there anybody else you want to say thanks to or anything else you may want to mention?
Man, I want to thank RPP, obviously you, and all the doors that you're opening for us in the Valley. Mm-hmm. I know that this podcast will be listened to all over the place, and of course, we're also shooting video on your phone, which I will share on El Pescador Outdoors, and so I'm sure people will be watching that. But I just want to thank all of our clients and all the people that I've met in the industry over 43 years. It's been really cool. I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. So
we got Chip for a while.
I hope so, dude. As long as I can get up and throw even a bad cast. Yeah. As long as I can throw a bad cast, I'm in the water.
We're not going to talk about fishing. That stays in the boat,
But I love to fish. I love to see people catch fish. And so obviously, Mr. Hearn has been a huge influence on my career. There's been a lot of other people. I've worked at a lot of different dealerships, and worked with a lot of different boat builders. And I can honestly say that I've come away with a positive experience from all of them.
Good. Yeah.
And, so, I mean, there would be almost like too many people to think. You just have to pretty much just wrap it in one ball.
Yeah, and that's a good thing because once we share this, the thing about people like you, Chip, is that you may have the positive, the answers, and like you said, you've already done it and failed, which is actually a learning experience in life. So you can ask him, you can send your messages to, actually you have a Facebook page, which is Chip Harmon, right?
I have Chip Harmon, Captain Chip Harmon.
Captain Chip Harmon.
El Pescador Outdoors is the
All right.
best Facebook page for me.
And if you want to inquire about boats, you can reach them there, at Pescador, or at Fat Cat Boats, guys, okay? So Fat Cat Boats, Corpus Christi, Texas. We're here. I'm glad. Thank you for having me here, brother, and take some time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah.
And anybody can call me on my cell phone. I've had the same cell phone number since
Oh, yeah, you want to share that?
cell phone was invented. So it's 361-244-7714. And unfortunately, with all the things we got going on, and you're usually better off to text me.
Text.
But
Right.
you can also email me at captainpescador@aol.com.
All right.
Well, don't laugh because it's AOL, guys. That's just I'm old.
Okay, still got AOL.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're out. Thank you for listening. Make sure you share this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, all your favorite podcast platforms. And don't forget RPP Outdoor Apparel, RPP Outdoor Magazine, RPP Outdoors Media. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Share it. And you have any questions, make sure to hit us up.
We love you guys. Thank you all for reading RPP.
All right. Cool. We outies, guys.